Hello, hello, hello. Yo. Yeah. Alright. Give me a second.
You have a few out in the middle. Everybody's going to have to start moving south, southwest. Things are going to start to get tight, Jack. Even on the north side of what is the next safe zone, you already have a number of teams stacked up in their little, their structures right next to each other, and you have players that have to rotate into the same location. Yep. Gatekeeping is going to be absolutely massive on the north side of the river. Ronaldo and Saf going to have to start pushing past Tom and Dark. 72 hours just kind of waiting an opportunity to get into a build fight here, and you can see Tom establishing a top-down view on his opponents. They are not worried about an engagement. You see here this rotation against the bottom floor, a low ground warrioring their way in. They don't want to get in the fight. They don't want to have to push anybody at this point. They are more worried about the safe zone, storm damage, and putting themselves in a much better position. Actually moving ahead of 72 Hours and Dark, potentially the best play possible because they put themselves in a gatekeeping position. They're not even in the safe zone yet, but they get the opportunity to take shots because they took the chance to move straight past, just build those structures right above them, tunnel their way in and get inside.
This is such an awkward area to have to push on through. You see the clingers already coming into play from Schmecht and his duo. Saf and Ronaldo have made it into the zone. That's Ifa inside the double setup of the 1x1s there. A little panic build as he's now down to 48 builds, still with materials left. But again, he was just at 85 before they made that push. So slowly but surely, running lower and lower on materials. So much action has already gone down. About a third of our lobby has been eliminated. I'm sure we missed a couple quick things, but thankfully we've got Sundown to keep us up to date.
Right. Thank you so much, Jack. We're going to jump right on into some of the action that we missed before. Here's some really good pressure coming out of Necrops' partner, making sure he uses that sniper to close off the wall. It's a great Jack shotgun. He gets a lot of flack, but in the early game, that high rate of fire allows him to put down a ton of pressure on unshielded opponents, and it rips through them. Able to convert on this 1v2 situation, and despite his teammate going down, picking up 2 nice elims. Now, switching over, we're going to see a nice 1v2 situation here in the Storm. Deuces and Tickers, they have a storming down there. Rusky is trapped on the low ground. Edits his way down. They put the pressure, clean up the elim, not taking too much storm damage because they're able to jump in the storm wing, run away.
All right.
Great shot here. He got a nade hill on the low ground to pick up Flutie, then he regains the high ground, leaving himself in a position to drop shots on Zay. Really good rotation, and then coming out, the last one, we're going to talk about securing elims. We saw the snipe to get this, but we want to block that up and make sure you get that bonus 50 shield on him, cleaning up Lenon down there on the low ground. Great play from there. Can't wait to see what happens in the end game.
Sundown, one of the most knowledgeable members of the Fortnite community about all things competitive. Great to have him on the team this week.
As we mentioned, a couple different eliminations happening over the course of the match here. 64 players left, 36 duos total.
There are still 64
players in the circle. And one of the most notable duos we mentioned earlier, the one that we're kind of keeping our eyes on, Chap and Cloaksy. Chap with a single elim, just under 100 builds, and they're stuck very close to multiple teams. Does not surprise me at this point in competitive Fortnite. You often see this, a lot of more secure, strategic gameplay. No one wants to risk getting caught off guard here, caught on the outside. You see that.
This is gonna be great.
Caught that. That was a deagle shot into the wall right next to Cloak and did not break it. That changed from 150 to 100 already apparent. Oh yeah, shots on Sheep and Thereby. Cloak trying to do any damage that he can. Applying pressure in a situation like this, especially as rotation is happening, is super important because if someone comes up behind Dopai and Sheep, Cloak can take the opportunity to get an elimination or 2 for his duo. Looks like they might be safe at this point too. Jae Young and Blind just above them. Out of the southeast, and that stink grenade is going to push Cloak and Chap. The zoning ability of the stink, incredibly important, and they're going to keep applying pressure, forcing Cloak and Chap to rotate even more, burn through more builds.
And they're only 51 damage above that damage threshold. There goes Dopai and Sheep. It seems like for the moment they can breathe. as you've got Jaeyoung and Blind and Takata all nearby. The next
In game,
zone has been
57 people
revealed.
still.
We'll make sure to show you guys exactly where that
pretty
stacks
crazy.
up. 56 players remaining. You see Jaeyoung and Blind very happy to be in this new zone. Closey and Chap are in as well. They're just on the cusp of that damage threshold. But now this is where these lobbies begin to drop like flies, Lupo. When everyone's got to begin to move. 52 players remaining right now, but expect that number to dwindle quick.
Jaeyoung and Blind looking for any opportunity for a third party to catch someone rotating. It's Frosty and Saint just behind the hill there. Not on the same team, but Jaeyoung's trying to take advantage of the opportunity there. A lot of loot sitting out in the open, and Tyler's going to swing in just past. You see him shoot past the screen right there. That the launch pad being very important for rotations. 50 players left, 49 players as the next storm starts to push, and everyone that is stuck outside of that white circle in your minimap is going to be in a tough spot of forced rotation. You're looking for people to start popping their rift to goes. A launch pad, you're going to see a lot of people knocked down in there. It looks like actually
to the full summer skirmish.
Tifu had knocked Nick and secured out of this first game. Cloak and Chap sitting on 4 eliminations. That means they have secured a point already, Jack. An excellent spot to be in. The leaderboard, very important even in these early games. Every single elimination counts. Chap both having to build and defend themselves. The edit's very important.
Sorry, I'm not going to be able to come on Fortnite tonight, but I'll be able to watch and react to this summer skirmish.
And there's still
I don't know if I should put on face cam, let you guys know.
They're actually close as
Let me know, guys.
Towards where this
Sorry,
next zone will be.
This is just like a last minute thing. But yeah, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Circle. We're about to be on storm 6 of 9 as it's pushing forward. Here we go. They're going to have a minute to make this move. 38 players remaining, 24 teams. So there's a lot of solos out there now, Lupo, trying to clutch on up for their squad. As here we go, the train now.
Mic audio might be bad.
Nolan
might be able to
as well.
fix
2 of
this.
the players. Well, you
Let's
see,
pause the summer skirmish, or the skirmish record. Mic audio is bad, I know. Hold on. Just need to fix it. Yep, it's coming from my computer, just like I thought. Alright. I don't know if this is working. Alright, yeah, here we go. This should be better. I don't know if the mic's better. Let me guys know. Let me know, guys. Turn up my mic. I think this is loud enough. I don't know if it is. Let me know, guys. Hold on. Let me just check this out in my live stream. Hold on 1 second. So let me just check this out. Take 1 second. Hold on. Let me just check this out. Alright, guys. Is it okay? Is it good? Is everything good? Holy crap. Yay. This is how it's going to sound for the rest of the stream. Is it good? Alright, guys. Is it okay? Is it good? Is everything good? Holy crap. Yay. This is how it's going to sounds great. Alright. So, I'm going to add face cam. Small. Oh my god. It's gonna be small, guys, like very small. So, is that good? Alright. I look so, like, pale with the light. Holy crap. Yo, what the? Alright. I'm gonna be starting back up the summer skirmish. Hope you guys enjoy my reaction. Here we go. Alright, here we go.
See the winner of the summer skirmish. You got Nolan, the winner of the winter skirmish. Still both in this lobby.
This rotation in just outside the zone. Some players try and push as close to the edge of the storm as early as possible. They want to be on the front of the push. The effort to try and get into the safe zone ahead of everyone else is extremely apparent. Building out of his mind to try
I wish I could get in the games like this, but like whenever I try to go into scrims, I just get killed automatically.
9-8-7-6. He's got
people aren't even
no builds left, and just like that, Clarity comes through and hits him right in the face on that elimination.
Like Morgassi built the wall and edited his own window. Cloak gets caught from behind. Other players are still rotating in, and Chap is going to be left all by himself. He's not going to be able to go out. Actually, look, the Storm is rotating back. Chap might still be able to get to him if he a lot of hustle to get there. And it's not. There's not enough.
Yeah, there's no way you go for that in that
1
situation.
second, guys.
Because of the
I'm
zone,
just still like, you know, trying to get my stream ready because it might not be like fully okay.
They've also got their
you guys know what's happening.
23 players remaining. Chap with 3 limbs to his name. Sam with 3 as well. Looks like Bowman now knocked. Vivid still alive, but barely. They do have a combined 4 eliminations, which will give them 1 point. Remember, via placement, you need to be top 5 to earn a point for placement in this duo competition. Vivid just bouncing around right now. Here's players above, trying to save some of those materials. Only
Perfect
33 players left.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, edit one thing. Just one thing. Sorry, this will be the last time. Just need to make my face cam even smaller because I don't want you guys to see my face that much. And if I want, I can add some like color image stuff. Alright, so color source. How do you? Oh my god, I forget how to do this. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you just put color source, right? Oh yeah, here. Low pitch, like green, sort of. There you go. Okay. I remember that. I'll put this before this. Shrink this down. That. Put it like right here. Set it this way. Put it right there. A little bit. This back here. Like right there. Alright, that should be good. I don't really care. Alright, here we go. My reaction. Pretty crazy stuff.
Only 21 AR shots. That's a knock on the Funk Bomb. Can he go for the full cleanup? It doesn't appear so as of yet.
At this point, it might not be a big deal. The hope that Funk Bomb maybe gets caught by another player rotating to the same
it's
area.
A super far zone for him.
Everybody's got to move east, southeast, Jack.
DMO with 6 eliminations.
Are you kidding me?
I think they just got to 8 with Tifu still alive. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, I thought Tifu wound up getting that a limb. Either way, 7 eliminations so far. That's going to wind up putting them at 2 points in this game.
Now it's 8 eliminations, Jack.
And now any more limbs they get is big bonus to start off game 1. 9 comes in. It's already a big bonus. Two teams remaining. Can this be a ridiculous first game for DMO and Tifu? They could go for max points plus the big bonus. Tifu popping some shields. They've got to continue to move. They're playing the low ground.
I didn't even know this was.
Crew trying to drop bomb down. Tifu the target of both enemies right now. DMO drops him in and chunks him down. It's a 2 versus 1. Tifu and DMO already with 10 eliminations. The big bonus has kicked in. It all comes down to Sam. The man has 3 elims alone.
These guys, man,
DMO and Tifu. Advantage in this game. Not many builds left. You see DMO still with 40 structures he can build.
They got
down
this.
to just 2. Here's a split of the duo. Sam up top with the heavy sniper rifle, trying to look for the opening. Again, still playing this low ground. They've got some traps to use as well if they'd like to. This is just game 1. Sam charging on in. DMO and Tifu trying to break through these walls. Sam's still on the high ground. Sam now weak, and there he goes.
They got him.
DMO and Tifu, 11 eliminations, and the victory royale. What a surprise! Tifu's on top.
Absolutely unbelievable. These two, Ghost Gaming and FaZe, both have to feel fantastic about that. And this duo picking up the first victory royale. The final moments here, you see Psalm trying to assert dominance with that top-down view, but height isn't always the advantage. DMO and Tfue both applying pressure constantly. You saw DMO there shooting out the surface that Psalm was standing on, so Tfue could get that one last shot in, get that last elimination, secure the first victory royale of the day.
All
Jack.
these players are so
Was
good.
that just a 9-point game?
It was indeed.
Oh my
That was a
God.
9-point game for DMO and Tfue. My goodness, folks. Talk about an electric Game 1 performance. You see Nick Merckx smirking in the background. There's a reason why Tfue is still the winningest player in Fortnite prize money history.
Doesn't surprise me at all. And regardless of the elimination count, DMO had 9, Tfue had 2. That duo had 11, Jack, and that speaks volumes to how on top of the game they were every moment of the way. We even caught DMO in the middle of that. You were saying 6 eliminations, and then suddenly just snaps the shotgun over and picks up a 7th, an 8th, and they just keep on rolling. An unstoppable force every moment of that game.
If that's a sign of things to come, those two could be on top throughout the day. Insane performance to kick off game number 1. Reminder, we have 6 matches we're playing today and a whole other day of competition tomorrow with the solos. I mean, I don't know why we even doubted him. We should have talked more about him in the intro. Now I'm mad, but either way, I believe we've got our players on the floor with an interview.
Hey guys, I am joined by Tfue and Demo. Absolutely outstanding performance, 10 eliminations and the victory royale. But we got to talk about Demo. 9 eliminations, that low ground shotgun rampage. What was going through your head during that?
Nothing. Tfue was just turtling in for me, so I was just gun out, just trying to kill people. It's really it. Just got lucky, I guess, with people around us, and it happened. Wait, it did, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of adrenaline going through your mind, clearly. And Turner, amazing job as always. I mean, one elimination, I'm sure there was a lot of assists. I did see that you did not have...
I think I had 2, yeah.
Oh, 10, okay, sorry, 2, double that. I did see on Twitter that your Valentine is Cloak, but after this gameplay from Demo, can you maybe see him becoming your Valentine after today?
Absolutely. I was just turtling in, and all I could hear was just, got another one, got another one, got another one. He's dead, he's dead. I was like, what is going on, bro? There's like nobody left, dude. Chill out. It was crazy. No, he absolutely slayed out that last game. It was definitely an ideal first game, for sure. So I'm hyped.
I am very hyped, too. So going into game number 2, do you plan on changing anything up or just rinse and repeat?
Rinse and repeat, I think. Maybe ram a couple kids with planes or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it definitely gets fun here after getting that big bonus. Well, guys, congratulations on your first win, and good luck in the next one.
You know, it's got to be quite the surreal feeling to hear from Tfue that he couldn't believe how insane you were doing when many regard him as arguably the best player in the world.
I hate to say it, but maybe a TwitchCon flashback for Tfue. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I believe we have some stats actually for them for that game that I'd love to take a look at here. Total damage dealt 1,422. They took almost as much, 1,135, 7 shotgun eliminations of the total 11. That 7 means a lot, Jack. That means that they were on top of their opponents for a majority of the fights.
Yep.
And that doesn't surprise me. A lot of competitive Fortnite comes down to those close-range fights because building at this level they excel. In a level that not a lot of players can kind of match. You see them building extremely fast, branching when the storm is moving, and the awareness that's required. We did see some players get caught off guard by a player rotating the storm from behind. And actually, to talk about those specific plays, I like to throw it over to Sundown, the analyst.
Thank you so much, Lupa. We're going to catch you up on some of the action you might have missed and break down some of these clutch plays. First, we're going to open up with a pair of close-quarter combat plays from one of our favorites, Chap. We're going to see how he's able to execute in this position when under pressure. Notice how the stink grenades are right on top of him, forcing him to move over and over. Pulls out the RPG and then immediately follows up with the pump, getting that third elim, setting them up to pick up a point later on. Now flipping over to Tom Dez here, able to utilize his ability, and it's down. Great shot picking up number 3, and then catching Bizzle out in the open, cleaning up the teammates so he gets the trade back. Really needs that help, so he's able to pressure in, pickaxes the wall. He's keep forcing through. He's trying to get into there, able to secure a point. Now this snipe, we caught it on broadcast, but such a clean reaction, making sure he's flicking up. Saw him secure that, now dropping down Kevy, the longtime BR vet on 52 HP. We talked about those shotgun rampages on the low ground. He's going to get one here, cleaning up the Siren, making sure those shots are on point, and then Kuros around the corner as well. Unfortunately, you run into Demo, who was on that low ground rampage and was able to turn around and clean him up. That 95 pump shot hurt, but Demo is able to rock away with it. Absolutely incredible play from game 1, but bringing you game 2 is going to be Kitty Plays and PookieFace_. Ladies, what do you got for us?
Thank you so much, Sundown. I am now joined with the incredible, talented, beautiful PookieFace, and we will be casting the next game for you guys. What an end game. I mean, overall, that game was absolutely fantastic. Such a pleasure to watch, and I can't wait to see what's going into the next game. But I'm sure you guys are curious about some standings after all that end game chaos. So let's pull those up.
So let's take a look here at the standings. I mean, Demo and Tfue taking first place, total of 11 eliminations, 9 points total, activating that big bonus. Coming in second was Bowman and Vivid with 7 elims, 4 total points for them. Chap and Cloaksy bringing up third place, 4 elims, total of 2 points.
Yeah, it's really cool to see Cloak and Tfue already doing an outstanding job being in that top 3, and I was mistaken in the interview. They were able to secure 11 eliminations, so Turner was right. He did get 2. Okay, good job, Turner.
Don't tell him short, you know?
No, of course not. No. He's a great player. He doesn't need a carry. He's talented on his own, but heading into game number 2, like what are you expecting now? These guys have had a chance to find their drops, figure things out, see who's landing with them, totally randomized players, hopefully get some synergy going. What are you thinking about as a player moving in?
I mean, honestly, watching game number 1 was already the most exciting thing I've witnessed in such a long time. I can't wait to see kind of how these guys, like you said, navigate the second game. Kind of, they've got the synergy going now a little bit. Let's take a look. We've got the battle bus dropping all these players off on the island. Let's see where they land.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, we have people like Demo and Bizzle who love dropping in the divot, and then we have Cloak and Turner who typically go to that bottom right corner of the map. So now that they've got these new teammates, they have to navigate that, and all these other new players that they haven't faced yet. There's lots of people that are coming up first times on land from the winter qualifiers. It's just most exciting part of the game, in my opinion, the early strategy portion.
I mean, game number 2, you know, what do you think is going through a lot of these guys' head right now? I mean, they're sitting out there away from us, you know. Their nerves are kind of calmed down. They're starting to get into a little bit of a groove with these games. But Kitty, you've played, you know, you played in Korea. You've played in a lot of these competitions. How do you navigate this as a player? What are some of your tactics that, you know, to calm your nerves and to get settled in and kind of just go with the flow of things in these games?
Take a few deep breaths, remind myself I've got nothing to prove. It's still a game. It's going to be fun. Don't think about the fact that there's a huge prize pool on the line and hundreds of thousands of people watching. And just get into it. I think a lot of these guys early game, they need to make that decision. Do they want to be an early aggressive team, or do they want to just wait to get that loadout? Do they want to wait to have those resources and feel comfortable before making those rotations and finding early engagements? So I love to see Dementos and Base Soldier playing together. I had a chance to talk to them briefly yesterday, and they're both very excited. They're both very talented players, and seeing them together in this event, I think they can make something happen here. One of my favorite landing spots is Mansion.
It's a classic.
There's a plane spawn in the bottom. It's amazing.
I mean, we've got a little bit of early action going on here. It looks like Dementis and Base Soldier were not the only 2 players that decided to actually drop here. So we've got a little bit of a scuffle starting. Started early. 0 players have been eliminated. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, we've got Dementis on top with the high ground, and Base Soldier taking shots from the side, but he does get shot with a pump shotgun, managing to take down Tom.
Base Soldier kind of just trying to navigate the basement here, go through his builds. These players don't have very much when it comes to builds right now, so he's trying to reserve, use maybe just a couple. The edits are coming out here. Looks like they're having a little bit of a dance battle. Clingers are back in the game, however, so we will use those able to break down Mateus's metal. He is very low
Why do
max,
they vote
so he
grenades?
is
That
looking
makes
to
no
kind of
sense.
come back and disengage. But let's just take a look
clingers
and
are
see
bad.
how
10
Base
times
Soldier
better, but
navigates the rest of this fight. He looks like
still,
he's trying to pull a little
grenades
bit of
are
a flank on him,
so
make
crazy.
the walls his own so that he will be able to easily
Actually, no.
edit.
I honestly think
but
grenades
it
are better
looks
because
as
they
though
bounce.
his other soldier, Dementus, does have eyes right now on Mateus. So they're tracking him through this basement, all the while just getting down, boogieing and discoing the whole time. My goodness.
Yeah, having this
Second. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I was noticing something in my recording. Just turn the desktop audio a little bit down. So the game audio, basically, and then I can make my face cam bigger. Color red. Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2 video coming soon. Should I put like a sub count under that? I don't know. You have a lot of time to mess around, trick around. I feel like I'm gonna get rid of this. And then why is that? Okay, so what would I put? Zero. Okay, I was about to say. Oh, meat. Oh, never mind. Can't I like? Make it so there's only a part showing? Oh my. And then I could change. Yeah, here you go. This is how we do it. And then change. What? I'm streaming. Shh. Fine, I don't care. Why can't I just show that? Holy crap. Can I, like, zoom in on this? I could actually do that. Holy crap. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about this, guys. I just need to... Oh my god. Honestly, most of this is for tomorrow, so I'm just doing like a little bit of it now. Come on. Alright, I don't know how to put it like that. Alright, whatever. Sub count. Yay. Okay. Look, bro, I look so pale. What the heck? It's on the camera. I swear, look. Oh, it's just the light. Alright, whatever, we're gonna go back. Alright, so. Enjoy!
Music in the background, it's definitely a difficult area to fight in because you don't have the same footstep audio that you typically would in quieter areas of the map, but it looks like they are unable to locate him quite yet. I'm surprised that they do opt to join up together, and he's gone. He's gone. Where did Cookie,
Mateo said, listen, guys.
He went down and, you know that plane spawn I was talking about
As long
earlier?
as you guys can hear me,
found
it's
the plane, and he headed over to this nice little turtle structure to get some loot, and those two are still searching him over that in-game music audio. I don't think they heard him.
I don't think
they
heard
didn't
him
hear
either.
the plane.
Not
wow.
at all.
Wow.
Here we are in Tilted. We see Slobbings and FPS. Talked to Slobbings a little bit yesterday. Did you know that man is an incredible singer?
I did not know that.
He is so good.
Did he sing for you?
He did. He sang me Fly Me to the Moon.
Whoa.
Yes.
How did I miss this? So not only does he love going tilted and is an incredible fragger, he also has an incredible voice.
He's great. Look at him there.
Well, keep that in mind, ladies, okay?
Let's take a look over at Jayamok and see what he is up to. He's got his partner here, Kevy. They're over
Retail
just
Row.
Yeah.
South of
Retail there. Down by the plateau, which is one of my favorite areas to snipe from. Good high ground, good vision into retail. They're looking to possibly engage and clean up here any early fights. It doesn't look like there's been very many. We still have 96 players alive at this point, Kitty.
See you with the Raiders' Revenge?
That is absolutely insane, considering there's only a certain amount of points of interest on this map. Having your duo partner, you're bound to run into people, and only having 4 players eliminated, it definitely looks like these guys are taking more of a passive role.
God
Maybe
face
after
play,
game
bro.
1, they've realized how important it is to get those placement points, not playing as aggressive. We did see Demo and Tifu take advantage of that big bonus, but the rest of the group wasn't able to do that, so definitely focused more on placement, positioning, getting that loadout that you're comfortable with, and then moving into the next.
I really wish they'd show like the
players have been here
fights.
for a couple of days. We've been fortunate.
They don't show them as much. Alright, I'll be right back. I just need to get a blanket, bro. It's so cold.
And you know, I think the general consensus yesterday, or what I was getting a feel for, and you can definitely correct me here if I'm wrong, but a lot of the players said that they were going to, like you said, take a more passive approach, try and get to the end game, and then just third party quite a bit to rack up those kills, get those eliminations, and get their points that way. And I think, honestly, that's the general consensus at this point.
Yeah, definitely with these guys. Those late game engagements are super, super important and do really help get those eliminations. But we do have these guys maybe looking to get an engagement on the east side of the divot. They're hurdling up against these natural resources. One of my favorite things in this game are things like the rocks, the things that you don't have to build, where you're not going to give clues to the other people that you're there. They're able to get a shot on Patek, I believe his name is, and he he does see the engagement. These guys aren't really pushing, just making sure that he knows they're there, and now rotating into the next zone.
And he does take shots with that new infantry rifle, just added into the game today. So if those of you at home have not tried it out yet, highly recommend. Has an excellent rate of fire, does a ton of damage, and is super accurate. So if any of you kind of like the hunting rifle and the heavy assault rifle, this is kind of an amalgamation of the two. You're going to love this weapon.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I've seen a lot of the players choosing to pick it up over.
I don't really like the new weapon.
Great to see. I love when
It's
they add a
cool,
new
but,
weapon
like,
in the game, and it's something.
My
that,
opinion, I
pro
don't
players
really like it too
immediately
much. I'd rather have the AR still.
Certainly, and we see Patek here and his partner kind of just rotating. They did have to.
Don't get me wrong, it is a good gun. Kind of like that AR, but like
coming to a close in 30
not really. No,
seconds.
I don't really like it as much as other
where
players
they're
do.
kind of at right now, they may start to get into a couple of engagements here, just based off
some
of
actual
rotations
fights.
from the
Thank
other
you.
players coming into the zone and trying to get into the
Or not.
circle. They did take a couple of shots, but they are going to head up to the diner here, where they are going to be met by another duo. Tendons and his partner are there, and I know they know that each other.
Why
is
would
there,
they
so
skip?
we'll have to take a peek back later and see what's going on. But right now we have JDW, Ronin, Germ, and Aegis kind of at a turtle war. We're gonna.
They
have
were
to take
just
a peek
about to
in
fight,
their little
too.
shell here and see what they've got going on.
Oh, wow. I think JDW just went down to a third party
Who's
there.
his
Ronin and
teammate,
Aegis
Jerome?
choosing to probably take down these
I don't know
walls.
many of these people.
Yeah, you see the shots coming in
We do
right,
have-
and before you know it, you're down, which is what I think happened to these two. And now taking advantage of those stink grenades,
They're dead.
unfortunately.
Oh,
just
they got the
in
res
time
off.
with those explosions. He gets
Dang.
the
He
revive.
gets JDW, the
Yeah.
revive, the resurrection, the revive. But we are going to see
Frosty?
a lot of third-party shots coming in here. Frosty is down and is trying to crawl away. I think he's afraid of getting hit with one of those stink bombs. It looks. I mean, those will take you out very quickly if you are down 5
It is
damage
true.
per tick.
Stink
So you know
bomb's
what?
crazy
You got to
when
be
you're
very
knocked.
careful and very mindful of where they're.
Because you
coming
get the
from,
knock
kind
damage
of
and you get the
excuse
damage.
yourself from the situation, if you will, and crawl over to safety so you can get revived by your teammate. We have JDW here trying to get into a little bit of a build battle and take out some walls, make them his own so that he can edit.
I'm not looking at you
and
guys, so.
effectively use the shotgun to get some damage out on Aegis. Aegis does drop down, however, and does look like he is going to be starting to turtle. So there's a lot of edits going on, a lot of building, not too many shots being taken. These players are still kind of getting a feel for each other. It is only match 2 for those of you that are joining us from at home. So we have a ton of exciting Fortnite plays that I'm sure we're going to be seeing over the next 4 matches.
Yes, and $100,000 to give away to these random duos we have with us. But keep in mind that the zone right now is in that top left corner of the map. These guys are now recognizing, is it worth it to take that engagement to fight the other team at the cost of taking that extra storm damage? So you see Aegis is finally making his way out. He does escape with his life, and I think it's just the storm pressure on the other team that causes them to rotate so early.
And you can see there, Aegis' stats did pop up. He had over 12,000 build damage, so damage to structures done.
It says damage
that just goes to
threshold.
show these guys really are taking
You have the 200.
They're just destroying their builds.
What the damage
Trying
threshold
to,
is, it's
play
basically
the game that way. It's
the-
not a bad idea, actually, with
The damage
way
threshold is
this
basically
game
how
mode is
many,
set up.
how much
You
health
only
you need to be
have
if you're in the storm right
500
now.
of each material, so
And this guy's definitely
resources
dead.
are
Yeah.
stretched very thinly, and if you can utilize shots to take out your enemy's resources, that's just another way you're going to put yourself in a better position for endgame.
And I think what a lot of that was the turtle wars. It's the removing of the wall, replacing of the wall, removing of the wall, replacing of the wall, little standoff that they had at the south side of that zone. And right away we see these guys getting advantage of the mountain, taking that high ground near the center of the circle, and using those resources to build their little 1x1s and hopefully take some advantage of shots on these players as they rotate in.
Yeah, we did get a look over
Is that
there.
Dakota's? I don't
Jay
think it
Cuddy
is.
Over in that area. You know what? I just have to
It
do
just
it.
says
I have
dark.
to say it.
Thought
I
it
have
was
to shout it out.
Dakota's.
Jay Cuddy turned 26 years old yesterday.
Oh,
So happy birthday to Jay Cuddy. I hope he does well today. That would be an excellent birthday present. But we do have Dark in 72 hours here, engaging with a couple of other teams.
Persecute up top high ground.
Yeah, that's not the
We did
Dakota's.
see
There's no
Dark in
way.
72 hours take advantage of fights like these in this last game, and now they're looking to do the same. Dark taking shots, taken out by Persecute. Now it's up to 72 hours to take advantage. He is in a 1v2 situation. Do you see that at the bottom right corner, there's another player that looks like they're pushing in. Oh, using the heavy sniper,
They
taking
both
out
had
the
0
wall,
kills.
and
That
pump
sucks.
shotgun to the face is going to put him back
They're
in
not
the
doing
lobby.
too well.
But
I don't think they're gonna.
Persecute and Sidekick taking advantage of those two, and
Tfue
the
and
way that they were split to
DMO
get
are
those
so alive.
eliminations.
They have high ground
Now we
too.
do see Tfue and Demo up on that mountain there, just
Ooh.
kind of assessing everything. We have Zayt down here using the SMG to try to break through the opponent's structures so that he can, you know, just
I don't know, man.
utilize the
It's
potential
close.
RPG, shooting the RPG through the window. This Zayt has a ton of weapons in his inventory right now that are excellent for breaking through structures and walls very, very quickly. So we're gonna have to see how this kind of
Yep, because a
develops.
pump can do that now.
We have a lot of players in this area, all trying to get to the ultimate high ground that Demo and Tfue, they've already claimed
They
that
already
real
have. Those
estate.
guys are relaxing till the end game, where hopefully Demo is able to.
I like how they have
find a
this
way
like
he did in
live
the last
replay
game.
mode
And
thing.
You see Zayt and Blue Team taking advantage of that split fire. They've positioned themselves a little bit separated so they're able to shoot at different walls while their opponents were trying to get those kills off. Does cause them to maybe get a little bit more confused, not be able to
Total
put those walls up right
damage,
away and get tags on
255,
them. But
build
they do
damage.
now make the rotation to the other side of the mountain, maintaining that high ground and just perch up on the side here.
We still have 37 teams alive, 69 players in total. This mountain is going to end up being a very hot spot, I think, for these guys. You can see that Junk Junction is still in indeed, but there's really no one in there. All of these players kind of gravitating
Cookie, do you
towards
see
the
what
high
I
zone.
see? Butter.
I see
Butter is still alive. His
Butter
partner,
and
Aiden. Butter's story is really interesting. This far now, looking to get into the zone. He does have other opponents around
That was the
him.
video.
Looks like two of them are fighting
Bad
in
about
the
that
zone right now. Just got a knock on him. Oh,
I actually need to.
Butter does take a lot of shots here. He's trying to
Pretty hot in here.
determine where the shots are coming from. Unfortunately, was not able to. That was Bowman coming through the storm
Aiden and Butter
and
did.
taking out
Don't
Butter.
even know
That's
who Butter
unfortunate.
is.
But
I
in
know
case you
weird
guys are
name,
just
but-
joining us, we are here at this secret skirmish at an undisclosed secret location. Game number 2 of duos. We had Tfue and Demo.
Even though in the title it says where it is.
Eliminations.
It's
Can't wait
literally
to see how
in
they fare in
Kansas
this game,
somewhere.
but we're looking at Nick Merckx here. Nick Merckx is arguably, Kitty, and I know you're going to agree with this, one of the best controller players in this.
Aw, they're so lucky,
He's
bro.
so
That's so
just
smart.
methodical with
In
his shots
scrims,
and
though, you get up
not
to a
only is he
rift,
very
you
mechanically
literally
gifted,
box up
but
the
he makes
rift.
excellent rotations
And then if you don't have a rift to
so,
go, you can always just use the
him
rift.
and his partner, Harmful,
It's
I think
pretty.
are gonna
That's
fare very
actually a
well
really
today
good idea.
in this duos tournament. We have Dakota kind of sneaking up a little bit on him here. But this is, I think, at this point, just going to be, you know, a little bit of a turtle war again.
a little bit of a south standoff. They do have that rift secured. They are camping it, waiting
Yeah.
for the next zone to pop, and now they need to make a decision.
That's a good
When are they
idea,
going to use
especially
that?
in these like
Are they gonna
very
take this
aggressive
side?
stuff.
Oh, and it looks like soon
They
because
use the
the
rift.
other team above them
the
decides
rift,
to
Nick.
use it
Alright.
and make the decision for them. And
Aw,
now they're
that
taking the rift
sucks,
and
though.
probably looking to take that best position advantage. Where do they want it? Do they want original high ground? Do they want to make their own builds, or do they want to take advantage of another team that's already built and build on top of them? And you see them
that's
pushing up to
smart.
the base of this build with blind, who we saw who did excellent at the
84
ninja
mats
builds
or 84 things you can
and,
build.
build their structure.
Still
now
a
they're
lot,
gonna look
dude.
to take some shots on
It's
the
like
enemy
800
teams
some.
pushing into the zone.
Yeah, and you know what? While we're sitting here kind of waiting for everyone to get into the next circle, why don't we talk to Cypher about some of the mid-game highlights that we've seen so far?
Absolutely, guys. We got some early action with Ziff and Pavzi in a 2v2 in Lazy Link. Ziff takes out Devious, and Pavzi is holding the high ground right here on top of Monster. They both pressure him from different angles, and they get these first 2 limbs to start off round 2 of the Secret Skirmish. Great play and great positioning from both these players. Over here, we have Sheep in a 1v2 situation against Grenades and Nate Hill. He takes out Grenades and Thurston for the shield, and then after getting into a bit of a build fight with Nate Hill from the low ground, he's looking for that angle. Eventually, he takes out Nate Hill with the SMG spray into the pump shotgun shot. Very amazing play from Sheep. 1v2 against 2 of the best players in the world. Guys, let's kick it back to the casters to continue game 2.
Yeah, and there we have Sheep in Junk Junction, still alive. He does not have a teammate, but that didn't seem to matter in that last engagement, so it's going to be interesting.
There's like
to see
50 people,
what strategy he
55
decides to
people
take
left right now.
forward.
Sheep is
It's
looking
ridiculous.
Very, very
It's
confident.
crazy how many
We
people
were, you know, like I said,
are left
talking
in
to some of
these
the players
endgame
yesterday,
situations like
Sheep
this. It's
comes
like,
into
how?
these land settings, and he's very calculated,
It's crazy.
clinical. He doesn't let things get to him too much. So having Dopai kind of out of this match, I don't really think it's going to affect him very much at all.
No, not at all. And right away we see 51 players still remaining. It looks like they're building a new Tilted Towers here.
Oh my
in
god.
Junction. And looks like Sheep has found his way onto a legendary
Damage
RPG,
threshold,
which
you have to have
can only
416
achieve
health or
now
above. It's
from
possible.
The supplied crates. That's a new change in the recent patch. One that I really, really like, and I'm glad they made that.
Tired.
And you see him watching that wall. He knows another player's on the other side of it. You see the little breaks coming in, and he's going to make sure that as soon as that goes down, he's going to get his own wall there and not be edited on by his opponent.
And we're taking a look at Germ down here in the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. He is also playing a solo game at this
Can
point.
rockets go through those fences? Because I wouldn't expect them to, but maybe they hit the.
How do you navigate that?
Open the
How do
damage
you
goes through
really,
them?
you know, take that game? It's not impossible to do. We've seen it done so many times. Give me a tip.
I think you play it out exactly the same way. Make sure you're getting those great rotations, and you have no one to watch your back, but these guys know how to build. They're very, very talented solo players, so he's just going to make sure that he gets in his zone, he feels comfortable, and he relaxes. There's no pressure on him to fight. He really wants to be getting those placement points and taking advantage of that. So you'll see him just here turtle up, take advantage of the chaos of the 47 players that are left in this 5th zone, and yeah, I think he's just looking to make a little bit of noise now, get those edits, and just make sure that he knows who is where and not put himself in a bad situation.
Yeah, definitely. Now we can see here shots are starting to just fly around the map. Things are going to start getting way more chaotic as the next circle closes in. Here we go. This is it. This is the moment. This is what all of these players are in scrims doing every night, training for this exact moment. We have Kayuzi there, Vide. We've got Mateus hunkered down in a structure as well. Psychic, Persecute, also in a metal structure. Everyone kind of just wanting to take shots, but you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself at this point, because all it takes is one other player to notice your head peeking out, and you will be sent back to the lobby.
Oh, and right into that 1v1 of Bizzle, one of my favorite players. He's already done 471 damage this game. His partner, Triggy Soares, is a controller gang player, and I think the two of these matched together is going to be amazing. Bizzle is known for his great strategy, his clear rotations, and his great game sense, so having a teammate like Triggy to help him secure those eliminations is going to really do well for him. But oh, and these guys are sitting on a rift. That is an ideal situation. And Sheep able to pick up another elimination, or 2 more eliminations since we've seen him. Absolutely outstanding solo gameplay.
Like we said, he does have that RPG, does have the compact SMG and the shotgun. He is going to be able to
hear like every sound possible in the game right now.
At this point, but Bizzle and Triggy utilizing, like you said, that rift to go to gain high ground on all of these players, and they still have a launch pad on top of that. So mobility going into these end circles is very important.
Oh, what's
Bizzle and Triggy Soares, they got it.
Yeah, Bizzle is meticulous. He loves the high ground, and you can see him talking a lot. He is making most, if not all, of the in-game calls right now for his teammate, and like whenever we go to these high ground spectators, it is almost always Bizzle that has that high ground. And you see him making a push over, and nobody really noticing that he's up there right now. There's a little bit of chaos now that the zone is going to be a moving one, and you see everyone down below. Mid ground, high ground, low ground, everyone doing their best to get to zone, and hopefully get some tags on these guys as they make their rotate.
Yeah, Bizzle trying to take shots to, you know, when you are using your glider or your umbrella, you are vulnerable for a moment. So Bizzle really trying to capitalize on that, get as much damage as he can. Even if he doesn't get a knock or an elimination, it doesn't matter. This is endgame. All you want to do is try to apply pressure, try to get damage on your opponents. It doesn't matter if you get the elimination or the knock. You're wanting to apply pressure so that later on, they're just easy targets to be taking out.
Yeah, there's no way that these guys are getting the revive now with these moving zones as well. So that knock pretty much equates to an elimination. And we see Ronaldo and Saf, who currently have 5 eliminations, taking advantage of the stink grenades and the clingers. One more elimination is going to put them in that 2-point range for the main board.
And they just got it.
And
there it is. Saf secured it. So
speak of the devil, these guys.
Look at you.
Job.
You are just, I mean, you're...
Oh, and Triggy, like I was saying earlier, that firepower. When you put a controller player on the high ground like that, especially one as amazing as Triggy soars, he is going to be getting those eliminations. And these guys are now at 7 eliminations, heading towards that big bonus territory after that 8th. Amazing job. I mean, and ultimate high ground. Like, what did I say? These guys.
You've got the premonitions today, Kitty.
Would
you want to make a prediction right now? Right now. Quickly.
Bizzle.
All right, she called it. Let's see if she's right.
And there you go. Triggy getting another elimination on Kiwi Face. Just totally dominating the field, blanketing across, and now opting to drop down a little bit more. See, Bizzle is so great at this. He knows exactly when he needs to drop down just that little bit, and when things are starting to get a little bit scary, you never want to hold ultimate high ground when there's not as many players. Now there's down to 4 players. It is Triggy versus, I think, Ronaldo and Saf still, and these two 2v2 situation, and this matchup absolutely insane.
Triggy is going to drop down a little bit.
Takes out Saf.
He takes out Saf, however. Triggy does go down, but it doesn't matter. Bizzle is there. Kitty, oh my goodness.
Oh, do I get extra points for that?
Predicted it again.
I think you just won the duos tournament.
I
think we just give it to Kitty at this point.
What is this?
Wow.
Everybody watching at home, put it down in a notebook somewhere. Kitty's got the premonition. And
can we talk about the fact that in game 1 we saw Demo win, and now it's Bizzle winning. Here's the final moments if you missed them. Triggy knocking Saf, Ronaldo coming through and getting the knock on Triggy, but Bizzle with that high ground, able to take advantage of the rotation from Ronaldo into the storm, knowing exactly where he's pushing and getting that clean pump shot on him. I think we're just about to see this, and boom.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, congratulations to Bizzle, the teammate of Demo. Absolutely incredible job. Bizzle. So proud of these two.
Bizzle.
I love when I look smart.
Oh, come on.
As I stutter through that. Yeah, it was a great job, you two. Great job. That was such a pleasure to watch.
That was absolutely incredible. Let's kind of talk about, you know, how that final circle shaped up. You know, there was so much chaos, but the fact that Bizzle was able, like you said, to remain so calm and so calculated, that is what makes you a competitive player. That's what makes you an excellent Fortnite player. If in those moments you're not rattled, you stay calm, and you can just, you know, move your way and navigate your way through the final moments. And, you know, you saw it. His interaction was just stone cold.
That's what happens when you play thousands and thousands of these scrim games. You become like a robot. Bizzle is so talented. But I want to know what else happened in the match. Cypher, can you tell us?
Crush on Bizzle, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Here, showcasing some of the moments that you guys might have missed. Let's go ahead and take a look. Started off with our boy Dementos getting the first elim of the round against Tom Dez on the edge of the map.
Bro, I swear I look like a redhead on this freaking thing.
And over here, we also have Morgassi on the edge of the map in a very weird position, but he is securing.
What's that?
And then over here,
we also have
Morgassi on the edge of the map in a very weird position, but he is securing the thirst that he just got on Cease. Later in the game, he takes out Legidine with a clean, heavy AR headshot. And also tag teaming with his teammate, taking out and trying to put pressure on Landjock. Sheet by himself pretty much this entire match, getting his 5th elim right here on Fulmer and his partner.
Alright, whatever.
Rocket launcher from the low ground.
We're supposed to be reacting, not showing you my hyper
on the high ground. This is one of the best combinations you can have. However,
my broken one.
Nolan, the champion of the Winter Royale, ends up getting taken out in the late game.
He won the Winter Royale? What a bot. No, I'm just kidding.
Nolan was the winner of the Winter Royale competition. We have a little video talking with him earlier today. Let's go ahead and take a look.
What's this?
Nolan Snecko. I'm from
What's this?
Detroit, Michigan, and my gamer tag is Nolan Lowell. I won the last skirmish, and if I won this one, that'd be crazy.
I thought my
Definitely,
screen was
solidify
falling.
myself as
No,
a
I'm
top
just-
player. That's what I want. My playstyle, I usually just play for placement, hop in a plane, get rifts, get stuff like that. Just play for late game every time. My family supports me all the way. You know, when I won the Winter Royale, I was already downstairs. They're all celebrating with me. It was awesome.
Congratulations to your Winter Royale winner. It is Nolan.
They really support me, and my dreams of becoming a professional esports player. Before, I was just like an underdog. Nobody expected me to win anything, but now, after I won that, people are expecting me to go, you know, back to back. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot more pressure on me. If I would give advice to other players trying to make it in the pro scene, I would definitely prioritize my time, you know, in open qualifiers like the Pop-Up Cups. Make your name, get your name out there any way possible, and anything can happen.
Jesus Christ, how loud?
Welcome back to the Secret Circle.
Wanna get any louder? Like, oh my god.
Back
Let's get it. Zypher PK.
Zypher PK, that's your boys here on the desk. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you missed the first two games, where have you been? All right, it's Valentine's Day, I get it, but Secret Skirmish stuff is happening.
I mean, we're talking about Fortnite
it's
players
happening.
here, so you guys got to sit back, watch, you know, bring your Valentines with you. That's fine, you know. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings after those first two games.
Standings time right here. Coming in, number 1, Bizzle and Tricky Swords. After that phenomenal game, they jump up 7 places to find themselves in the number 1 spot, pushing back Demo and Tifu. They won game 1, and they're saying, listen, step aside. You've got a new pack leader. Right
14
there.
elims for them. It seems like
why?
elims are rewarding players with the points that they need to get on top.
That's right. Bowman
14?
Ronaldo and Sap there in 4th, and Persecutor
I don't think
and
that's
Psychic coming up in number 5th. I mean, even someone like Jade Truth and Wayful, look at them jumping up 32 places with their performance. And that's only with 2 points, Cypher. We're hopping into game number 3, so points still up for grabs.
Every round counts, guys. Even if you have a rough start, if you have one good game, you can secure yourself a place in the top 10 very easily.
Now, what do you think, man? You have like a duo that's kind of caught your eye?
I think Kayun and Tyler 15 definitely have something to bring to the table. Tyler 15 performed really well in the Winter Royale, and Kayun is just a strong competitor overall. You better look out for them.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to hop into game. Of course, don't forget, we've got Share the Love going on. We've got a hashtag of Secret Skirmish to use. Send the love. Send it to a friend. Also, we have a lot of cool things that will be...
Creator?
Well, I got you. After this game...
In this game 3, people are going to switch up their strategy, or they're going to stick to what works. Sometimes switching it up.
All the llamas. I like a gazebo
llamas. Guns will pay off if you figure out what's working and what's not
so many
working
llamas
with your
there.
current
Holy
landing
crap.
spot.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, this is randomized duos. We got all 100 players randomly
randomized
partner and said, "Good luck. It's time to show up and
But
play."
Tifu and DM
man, the action has not disappointed.
Yeah,
Cloaksy
some
and
of these
Chat.
players should start forming
randomized.
a bit of a stronger bond with each other, considering some of these guys are playing with each other for the very first time.
Yeah.
Maybe they're, you know, they got different landing spots, different tempos that they like to play at, and now they just kind of have to fuse into one tempo that works for both players.
That's right, man, and already
I'd
seeing
land.
players start to lock down locations. Obviously, Tilted Towers is going to be quite the hotspot. Looking in right now, you can see Aiden.
Maybe.
But where is Butters, though?
I feel like low-key spots would be more obvious, so I'd probably land like
that's really good. Aiden is
probably like
looking for some minis
Polar
or slurp, chug jug, anything can help
or
at this
like
point. He still has the entirety of this apartment building to loot. Doesn't seem like there's anybody.
maybe
in
like
the
old
building with
Greasy
him.
or something.
Hopefully
Maybe,
he'll
yeah, that
find
would be
the
good.
shields that he is
Old
looking
Greasy.
for.
That's right, man.
There's enough loot for 2.
These two face off. Aiden versus Nick Merckx.
Doesn't have too many
Seen
mats.
it a little bit, but it hasn't
But it
quite
has
panned
enough.
out in the way that, at least me personally, I'm looking for it to go down, right?
There's that chug jug, clutch chug jug from Butter. Is Nick Merckx? He is in Tilted Towers. I assume maybe he might switch things up, but he's still committing to it, and I like to see that.
Listen, man, Controller Gang represent. They're saying meet up in Tilted. Time to battle it out. Best man wins.
Yeah, they
and
love
then
landing
we face
here.
off against everyone else still left in the lobby, but that's okay. Nick Merckx, you see him? It looks like, okay, he's all the way here near the clock tower. Okay,
Yeah, so they're opting to land in the corner of Tilted. It's a little bit more secure. You can't get pushed from both sides when you're landing in that corner building, so it's a bit of a safer drop. However, you do give up the central position and the high ground that is offered from the apartment building.
Oh, that's a new
or the
yard.
center big building of Tilted Towers.
Yeah, and we're seeing people start to.
I don't like
fight
it anyway.
things out, but let's
I don't know why.
see
I
where
just don't.
Nolan and his buddy Armand
I don't know
are.
if
It
you
looks
guys
like
do,
they're
but I
facing off
just
against
don't.
Base Soldier and Dementos. We saw
At
Glitter
all.
get thrown. It's gonna blow up an RV there on the right.
Now we got a great AR.
Yeah,
Fortnite live stream tomorrow, guys.
Look
Sorry.
at the loadout. It's not ideal. I
I'm
mean,
not allowed to get on tonight.
rounds or 2 mags rather. That's okay, but all you have to do with to apply pressure with is that AR. It's not really what you want.
And only 4 builds, 5 builds now. So Dementos and Base Soldier, but the Base Soldier is missing half of his health.
Doritos?
In this fight. Dementos is sitting up top with 150. So that is a pretty big advantage for Armand and Nolan. They just don't really have the,
Where am
the
I?
weapon loadout right now to put pressure on.
Pink setup's over there. My chair that I sit on is usually right behind the screen. And behind that is a couch, and I'm just sitting on the couch.
A little slow here. I like this.
I could have played it on that TV or that TV, but I decided to play on the computer screen.
Let's go full send.
It's whatever. I don't care.
Players again, guys. This is 100 of the best players across the competitive scene.
So they're pretty far away from the safe zone right now, and this landing spot in particular, usually it can provide enough loot for just one set of duos, but 2 people here fighting for this landing spot isn't really a big payout for the winner anyways. So either these guys have to make quick work of each other, or one of them needs to disengage and just leave and go try to find loot elsewhere.
You got this, no?
That team just bailed. They're like, you know what? Cypher called it. We need to leave. So Base Soldier.
And I think that's definitely the smart thing to do in this situation. Both set of players don't really have anything, but over here we have Vicaros and Naga Ops in a fight with Ronaldo and Sap.
We see the dualies come out. That is going to be Ronaldo. Looks like he's going down. Sap left to fend for himself, and now he's a little bit on the back foot. We're going to see the Rams and 90 start to come out as they try to isolate Sap and shut him down. Vicaros still super low.
Here comes
so he's
the
going to
thirst.
try. Yeah, he's going to confirm this to give that health back over to Vicaros if he can. He's got eyes on Sap. The dualies putting in that work. Not enough. He has no more ammo. Okay, so he has a second pair of dualies. This is getting really crazy right now,
They've got to be careful. Everybody's got really low health here. Even though it's 1v2, Sap could easily turn this around.
Oh, it's close. And he dies down on Sap. Now, wow, that was actually super close. Sap could have, he could have made that play.
He was at 36 health. Because he
thankfully,
got shield from both of the players. 50.
Total, and my dualies, we're going to make this happen.
See, this is kind of what happens when 2 set of teams land in spots that usually provide
Naga
good loot for just 1 set of teams.
Nah.
Even though they won that fight, they do have to do a lot more looting.
Buddy.
Looks like Nate Hill and grenades found themselves some players here. Now, they only have 1 elimination, so it looks like they might have just cleaned up a fight. And that's going to be huge, man.
Yeah, it seems like the other player's teammate was already eliminated or he's somewhere else.
Alright, sorry, my mic isn't like loud.
The map.
Whatever.
Luckily for them, they do have.
Sorry, it's not that loud, but whatever.
Yeah, look up atop. Viking Village
I'm
decided
gonna
to
lay
go
down.
up there.
Like, stretch my
Good,
legs.
right? They only found 1 person. That's still okay. You know, you have that med kit.
Sorry, guys, you don't have to see me.
We saw him top off there. And then we have just some extra ammo, and now he's going to slide across the lake. Time to make rotation.
Yeah, just getting that first elim can be a big confidence boost for your duo. Putting a point on the board. Well, it's not a point, but you're putting an elim on the board, and that can lead to more points down through the game. So definitely is a big confidence boost getting that first elimination. Looks like they're rotating into Frozen Greasy Grove, but there is a team already there in the center.
Wow, immediately you see Nate Hill walk all the way back to grenades. He's like, look, I see a duo here in front of me. I don't know who it is, but I want to take this action.
I think it might be Sheep and his partner, because that is where they fought last game, and Nate Hill and his partner ended up getting eliminated 1v2 versus Sheep. So maybe they're going to play this one a little bit slower.
Yeah, he's like, I got to show respect where respect is due.
So it's not Sheep, but they don't know that. They might think that it is Sheep.
But now over here we got Frosty, we got Sean, and look how many people are here. They've built themselves a replica of Tilted Towers on this house. Much smaller, though. Still, it's a nice replica.
A lot of teams near Salty. It's going to be closer to the center of the map, so the circle usually is in your favor. You just got to make sure you get looted. But with all these players here, we can expect some action or some disengaging happening very soon.
I like that we see Sean utilizing this infantry rifle released today. And he's already adapted to his playstyle, right? 41, 43, 45 as far as where he goes to the body. Headshot is double damage for those. So,
it is projectile-based, but it is very accurate. It has a little bit of recoil. In the hands of a really good player, you can take out somebody from a distance very quickly.
I it's interesting they're not really looking to fight. It feels like the game's a little slower right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still 86 players alive. 14 players went down so far. People are playing a little bit slower.
J-Max a god, they're gonna die.
Game before they start committing to these elims. They also want to be comfortable with their loadout. Sometimes, you know, if you do have that rocket launcher or hand cannon,
J-Max gone. I mean, J-Max.
You don't have that power weapon.
J-Max is a god, and the other team's gonna die.
They're walking away from this fight. We got the rockets coming out, stinkers out.
Yeah, Sean's got two.
And Sean and Frost
all of them are actually
guys.
guys.
Away with that. I mean,
what am I talking about?
It does make a lot of noise. It attracts people from around them, so they were just like, let's get out of here before it gets a little too crazy.
But look at the mini map right now. I mean, look how many people are on, and look, Dementos is actually on a supply crate. This could be huge.
Yeah.
Where did those lines?
RPGs could come out of there.
Oh, there were the
like
shots are
going.
Give
them the supply
cool.
crate. He's,
actually, I like
he's
that.
debating on whether he should use these clingers on the supply crate. Ronin flying over the top, taking 2 hits from Kevy.
He's immediately wrapped around this little structure
here. Comes the clingers.
Oh, the clingers are out. Dementos
needs to move.
He starts to build down, and there's just clingers being rained down from the sky. He's going to be okay, but he has to back away from the supply drop entirely.
Absolutely, and that was a really good play from Kevy. But they're getting rotated on right now.
Sean tried to get cheeky. Kevy one responds with a massive blue pump to the face there. Now Sean is left to fend for himself. Rotation start has happened.
Oh,
he's punished.
done.
He tries to go for the window edit, but Frosty's ready.
That's exactly what just.
That's just a glitch.
Situation, they do start pushing J-Mock. Dementos and Base Soldier could easily rotate on them.
It looks like Dementos and Base Soldier actually didn't want it. They just kind of walked back into the town there, maybe looking to find some additional loot. They're pretty far from the storm, so not the direction you want to be moving in, but Jo is going to have to make something happen.
They're launch padding right now, actually.
Oh,
so they go over the top, and now it's Jo left by himself with Sean and Frosty.
They're going to fly right by Poach and Tendons as well. Looks like shots are going to come out, but Nick Merckx, the man, the myth, the legend, here with Harmful. Looks like Paytech and Overpeak on a little bit of this action.
Yeah, I don't think they noticed that they're right behind him. Here comes the shots. Only hitting him once for 25 shield. They're still very healthy.
Trying to build up, trying to get this angle. He draws a beat here on Overpeak and Paytech. Just laying down a few shots. Nothing crazy. I like this. You know, in a lot of situations, you want to try and take as many shots as you can. Recognizing when to conserve. Massive props here to Nick Merckx.
4 players rotating into the circle. Nick Merckx taking a little bit more damage, but he's going to be able to pop off these mini shields. And he's opting for the Chug Jug, and you know that's probably smart because it takes 15 seconds. You're usually not going to be able to pop that unless there's some downtime.
He's committed to it. He's going full send. He's like, I'm going to need this extra shield. And now, here's the thing, man. Harmful's left to kind of hold off these two in front of him. Look at this mini-map.
Yeah.
All right, there's
In-game time, 15 seconds is so long, but like non-in-game time,
he didn't want them to know that he was popping that, so he just kept pushing them, and he allowed him to get that Chug Jug off. And they're now pushing from both sides, taking out Overpeak and going for his partner, Pate 1K. Absolutely amazing play from Nick Merckx and Harmful. Great positioning, great understanding of when to push and how to look at the bigger duo in this fight.
that extra shield there that he committed for from that Chug Jug paid out dividends. His health, he might have actually gone down, and now it's okay, right? He gets the extra 50 health, which in this case is shield from that elimination, right? They can make upgrades. They
sell my body.
Ammo. And here's the thing, Dementos and Base Soldier, they don't actually even want it. They hear the action, they're like, look, this storm wall right now is at our back. You gotta hightail it out of here now.
Harmful and Nick, they're not stopping. They smell blood, and they actually did get a shot on Base Soldier, and they both know now that Base Soldier does not have shields because he did get that white damage. But that was a really big 2v2 for them because they secured their first point of this match with 4 limbs right there, and they've got the Rift to go. They've got a good loadout. They've got shields. Base Soldier's still over there with the Mentos. Neither of them have shields, and it doesn't look like they have any. And Base Soldier's in the storm right now still.
Yeah, he's not good. He has literally had to walk back in a storm to get himself to safety. That's how much things are looking pretty dire for him, I'll be honest.
One AR shot to Base Soldier from either Tendons and Poach or Nick Merckx and Harmful will take him out here. And I think they know that they're weak. They came out of the storm. They've hit him a few times. They know they don't have shields. This is a really bad spot for Dementos and Base Soldier. However, Nick Mercs and Harmful can't push because of the fact that Tendons and Poach are on top, and they could capitalize off of that push.
They absolutely could. Keep in mind, though, they do have that risk to go. They can bail when they need to, and they know this, so they're applying as much pressure to Mentos and Base Soldier as they can. They've got the ammo camp to do it. So
Here it comes.
Down shots.
Tendons and Poach. Just like I said, they're going to go ahead and prevent Harmful Nick Mercs from securing these limbs. They do want to save that Rift to go for the late game. They do have 4 launch pads.
These are cozy.
Harmful is carrying 4 launch pads himself, and they're probably going to use that to get into the circle and save the Rift to go for the later circles when the circle is
they're going to use cozy. I just saw him play.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the hill, though, Poach, Tendons, it looks like they're backing away. They have no eliminations, man. They need to try and work for something. Those elimination points are super, super valuable.
Yeah, and I think Dementos just got knocked. I'm not entirely sure who knocked Dementos, but Base Soldier is going to go ahead and leave him alone.
And now he's going to put a shot down. That was a nice
the infantry
hit.
rifle.
Putting in so much work. It was Poach that took down Base Soldier, so this is going to see 2 eliminations over him.
He has a slurp on this
more, and that's a point for them on the board. And now they're just looking to make it safely into the current safe circle.
There we go. They secured those 2 limbs. They still have 2 Rift to goes. They're trying to get into the circle. Poach and Tendons have the kit to make it to the end game and potentially take the W here.
Aggress here. This is Nick Mercs that they're going to be facing off against. Can Poach make something happen? Harmful is down below, so now obviously they're going to try and take the high ground. Nick Mercs, though, playing it slow. He's like, listen, man, I got to make my way back to you. I like this. He did get punished, but it's okay. They're back together.
Yeah, you notice the tempo that Poach and Tendons have. They pushed really, really fast and aggressively to take the high ground, but once they took it, they slowed down because they understand they need to make it to the end game, and they respect these players and understand that any fight they get into could be their last fight of the round. So they're going to go ahead and slow it down, have the high ground. They know Nick Mercs are underneath them, but they're not really looking to make an aggressive play. You'll notice Poach, he has
not really
gray AR. He has a gray SMG and a green pump. That's not a really good loadout.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking to fight with that, you better either be really confident or know that your opponents are very weak.
That's right. Now, before we get into more action, I think we're going to need to call in an expert here to catch us up on those mid-game highlights. Bala, what you got for us, my friend?
Thank you, Zeke. As players are starting to rack up these points, let's look at the story of Nick Mercs and Harmful here outside of Tilted. They find Sheep and Dopeye trying to rotate with that quad crasher, but they're going to actually break it, and it's going to cause Sheep and Dopeye to fall to gravity. They're going to be able to pick up some loot here, which is a launch pad and stuff and items like that, which is going to help them further. But here's Twyfo getting contested in that yonder yard. He's going to be able to take out Nistic, and they're having a little bit of trouble versus them as J-Truth is down, but he's going to be able to pick him up. And now back to Nick Mercs and Harmful. They actually chase down Aiden outside of Tilted as Aiden tries to
no one cares. Go to the game.
Here's Harmful and Nick just pressuring that front. It's not going to be enough for Aiden to get through that wall. And there it is. They're going to go ahead and pick up a Rift to go, a launch pad, and that's where you see them now in a position to score.
Nick Mercs taking out Aiden in 2 of the games.
Yeah.
Getting some of that revenge, some of that sweet revenge. Now, he didn't eliminate him in Tilted Towers, and that's kind of part of the process of transferring the ownership of Tilted Towers. You have to eliminate the opponent in Tilted. It looks like they just use their Rift to go to get into the circle. Poach and Tendons are going to go ahead and just recycle that Rift and save their 2 that they have, and that's a great, great payoff for them.
And now look, Vinny and Margassi being gate-kept. They have to rely on a launch pad to get themselves to safety. And all eyes are on them. Shots are going to be coming through. They need to build like the wind right now to keep themselves safe.
They are in the circle right now.
493 or above.
This is not a good position to be in, though, on a downhill slope with a lot of players holding the high ground. And it doesn't seem like they have a lot of mobility on them. So on this next rotation, it could get a little tricky for Vinny and Margassi.
Still at 58 players. Guys at home, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Secret Skirmish. Super happy you're here joining us here on Valentine's Day as well. We're in game number 3 of the Secret Skirmish duo format, randomized duos, that's right. And of course, the crowd favorite in big bonus. We saw Demo and Tifu in game 1 pop a big bonus.
Look at that position they have.
And take tricky in game 2 as well. But over to the action, Cypher. Looks like Homer putting out shots.
Losi seems to be by himself. Chap is
down. Oh my gosh, put his face in the screen.
And I think Falmer's partner was also down.
I mean, listen, man, there's chaos everywhere. This is what happens when you put 100 of the best players in the competitive scene in one lobby and say duke it out.
But look at the circle. Half of the circle is high
Check,
up
72
on the
hours.
snow peak over here.
Vivid.
And guess who's up there? We got DMO and Tfue close to the high ground. Really good positioning for the game 1 winners.
That's right. I mean, this is what they do best. And now, I mean, check it out, man. We still have plenty of people left. 50 players, and it's about to get super claustrophobic. There in the distance, we see Kroos go down.
Kiwi Face trying to save him.
Doing everything he can. Yeah. And Takata as well taking shots. And I mean, look, Cloakzy's like, listen, I want some of this action. That loadout right now, Cypher, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
be honest, man.
He fortunately for him, he does have the 2 launch pads and the Rift to go, but he needs to secure in a limb and trade out some of his goods because Gray SMG, you know, luckily for him, he's got the purple pump, but that's about the only thing working for him besides mobility. And
ooh, a little secret stash. Okay, so he knew something we didn't, and that was that he had a secret stash. Fair, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Not the best stash, but he got something out of it.
Better than nothing.
Absolutely.
And now Kai's.
Guys, this is the last game of the stream.
I wonder if anyone's going to use it to move around as the circle closes up.
You know, you could, but it's like really dangerous. Now, keep in mind with this patch, we have the fall damage immunity. So like once you hop on, you can hop off and you're safe. But at the same time, it's a very,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a very like pronounced sound that plays, and everyone kind of knows exactly where to look.
But you never know, with all this chaos, people can slip by. Look at this launch pad play coming in from Sofa and Fossick. Are they? Oh, they don't even have to use launch pad. Not yet, but they're getting it prepped.
They prepped it.
Yeah.
He was just testing. He's like, is it launch? It does.
Work.
I like it. The thing is, above them though, they know this is not their build.
And there's going to be a lot of builds above them, so I don't even know if using this launch pad is going to be viable. I think they're trying to check right now, but I can see them jumping on this and just hitting another build right on top of them.
I mean, yeah, man, I feel like they may have jumped on a little bit. Closely here, looking to line up shots. He's got Jay Cuddy in line of sight. He's going to tag him once. I mean, they need to make something happen. No eliminations, and Chaps is gone.
A little bit of pressure now on Cloakzy. I guess he's made himself a little bit of a target. But he's putting so much pressure on people. Look at those headshots on Marksman. Double 60 with the gray AR. He knows he's weak, and he knows he needs to get some limbs right here.
But look who's still in the fight. Nick Merckx and Harmful, they have 4 eliminations together. Cloakzy going to the skies here. He's going to try and reposition. This is going to be really tough. This is an uphill battle for him, having to fight by himself. And look how many players still remain. 38 in the lobby.
Looks like he's got enough materials. He still is holding on to his Rift to go as a last-ditch effort. So, you know, let's see if Cloakzy can do this thing by himself.
And for you guys at home, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Secret Skirmish time. Duos, randomized teams. That's right. For the final moments, Demo here looking to get to safety. Almost punished by Cloakzy. Did not
just a little bit. 40 damage. He'll still be alive. He'll recover. But it looks like TVU and DMR are holding the low ground really well right now. Jay Young gets taken out right there, but with 4 limbs, they secured at least 1 point. Bizzle and Triggy, currently 0 limbs each, but are using their Rift to go, and they might go for the high ground here. Bizzle is an expert at taking the high ground and keeping it, and that's how he's won a lot of his previous competitions. So let's see what they're going to opt out for. It looks like they're going for the mid ground here because the high ground was a little bit too contested for them.
Oh man, Bizzle swoops down, and he was okay, but Triggy took a bunch of damage there in the green. Over at Nick Merckx as well. They have 6 eliminations. This is massive. 2 points, and he couldn't quite follow up. But listen, 6 eliminations.
Yes.
Still massive here in game number 2. And now we've got Cloakzy here trying to hang on for dear life. Bizzle. These guys, I don't know how it is they always manage to slip by undetected, but they're going to look to make that high ground
this
play.
circle's going up the mountain. It's going to be really tough for these players. You need a Rift to go, you need a launch pad, or you need a lot of building to get up this mountain. A lot of players might go down to the storm here if they're not careful.
They need to try and do this follow-up on the left. Recycle people's builds, and immediately they're going up for the high ground. 33 builds. And we're down to top 8, Cypher.
Soph and Bosick holding the high ground, but Cease and his partner might be challenging it with this launch pad play. Is Cease going to land inside? He goes and dips into the storm, trying to make a little bit of a juke, but did not work in his favor. Gets shot. He has a lot of heals. He's going for the limb on CPK Flame. He's opting to just go for limbs instead of healing as a way to heal himself.
He's got 5 right now. This could be massive. He could potentially top back up on shield 1. That's 1.
Great pump shot, but he's got to get out of the storm.
That's a 95 that's down. If he can confirm this, he just has to wait it out. They'll fall to the storm.
Great shots, great positioning.
No
Absolutely
way!
amazing play from Cease. That is 7 limbs and the win.
Cease, the man, the myth, the legend.
I cannot believe that he was so weak.
Oh my God.
He spent half the time in the storm there at the end, but his positioning was perfect and he picked off the right players.
That's very difficult to do, all right? He made every decision he needed to set himself up for that win. We'll go back and
I mean, what do you say? What can you even say to that?
You want to watch Cease here in the bottom.
Perfection.
Soph and Tennis go toe to toe, and he was in the position, right? He was coming around the corner. They happened to take each other out.
He was out of materials too.
Really was.
Oh, gotta finish up tomorrow, guys.
Down around, and he puts a shot
Sorry,
down,
but we gotta finish this tomorrow. Or just not finish it because it's over. Only an hour and a half in. Alright, whatever. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do something before we log off. Why is it all zoomed out yet? I'm gonna look up Fortnite patch notes. Sharing faster pace first. Okay. This matter removed. Wait. Look on the O. Smoke grenades, cleaners, porter forgers. Remove explosive, impulse grenades. What is that? That wasn't in the game. Shock impulse. Unvaulted, clearance, crossbow, vaulted, grenades. That's what I was saying. I don't understand that. Whoa. Okay. Wait, PC is now crouching on edit mode. Why can't console do that? Oh my god. That's about it.
I can't believe I've been binging for 6 hours straight.
Top 50 trick shots. That's what it is.
Chat. Both chats. No memes.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
Oh my God! Oh!
Is that another one?
Top of the mountain, top of the mountain. He's up the mountain. He's on the backside. Get him, bro! Oh my God. Oh! Let's go!
Maybe you. Is it possible? Yes! Let's fucking go, Gorb! Let's go!
Oh no, he's
Oh, okay.
Yep, you found him.
What? I didn't even know that worked. Oh my God.
Look at you.
Good. Stop. Whoa.
On knock, there's another guy in
That's
the rock.
insane, dude.
Nice. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know how that hit the fucking chick. It's the right neck.
Yep. He's on the ground.
What? First try! No way! Shut up! First try!
I don't think you guys realize I will hit this guy.
Woohoo! Let's go, dude!
Backflips. Don't kill myself.
Oh, come on. Nope, nope, stop. Get out of here, get out of here. No one likes you.
What?
Alright, whatever. I can't. Alright guys, I'm gonna end this video. See you guys next time. Bye guys. We'll continue tomorrow or I'll just be on. See you guys.